You and your wife, Jennifer, are just so scrutinized by people. Everyone wants the inside scoop.
I'm going to give it to you here.
I want to hear the inside scoop, and you're going to hear it for the first time ever. Is it true that Jennifer sleepwalks? Is that true? That's true.
True story.
Behind the bright lights of Hollywood fame, Brad Pitt's love life has been far more complicated than headlines suggest. Among the many romances and heartbreaks, one woman's memory has quietly endured, unforgettable despite the passage of time. What made this relationship so powerful that it stayed with him through decades of change? From small-town beginnings to global stardom, Pitt's journey has been filled with passion and challenge. Beneath the glamour lies a more personal story of love, loss, and a connection that helped shape the man behind the icon. Early loves and Hollywood beginnings. Long before Brad Pitt became a household name, lighting up red carpets, his love life was filled with the uncertainty and raw emotions of youth. Growing up in Springfield, Missouri, Brad was a small-town boy with big dreams, navigating the awkward early days of romance just like anyone else. His first public romances were with women who knew him before fame touched his life. Young loves that shaped his early understanding of relationships and heartbreak. Among them was Sunita, a British pop singer with whom he shared a youthful passion between 1986 and 1988, a time when the world hadn't yet turned its gaze toward him. Those early romances were tender but fragile, played out against the backdrop of a promising but challenging career path. Brad's journey began modestly. He left college just short of graduation, moved to Los Angeles, and took on odd jobs just to survive. Notably, he famously worked dressed as a chicken for a fast food chain while chasing acting opportunities. He endured rejection and long odds, but those early years were also a time of learning about his craft and about himself. In these formative years, Brad's presence started stirring unexpected reactions. Sunita once recalled how being with him attracted intense attention, so much so that she was slapped by a fan in public. Even as his career was just starting, his charisma was impossible to ignore. He quickly revealed not just natural charm, but a soulful drive that set him apart from others pursuing the same Hollywood dreams. As his acting career slowly gained traction, so too did his romantic life evolve. Brief flings with actresses like Jill Schoelen and voice actress E.G. Daly reflected a restless search for connection amid the chaos and ambition. E.G. Daly would later describe Brad as soulful and consumed by a fire bigger than himself, someone already set on a path that few understood. Even after parting ways, they managed to preserve a friendship, hinting at the respect beneath the romantic sparks. Brad's relationships weren't without drama or rumors. His involvement with Robin Givens, actress caught in the midst of a turbulent marriage to boxer Mike Tyson, became fodder for gossip in Hollywood circles. Tyson himself claimed in his memoir to have discovered Brad with Robin, though she later clarified the story was overblown, recalling only a quiet moment shared after a screening. These bits of intrigue painted a picture of a young actor navigating complex emotional territory, a night that took an unusual turn when she famously left him for another man mid-event, a story she has never publicly explained. This episode revealed that even budding stars faced messy, unpredictable moments as their personal and professional lives collided on public stages. More profoundly, Brad's romance with Juliette Lewis, which began in 1989 during their work together on Too Young to Die in California, proved to be a defining relationship of his early years. They shared nearly 4 years together, with Brad later calling it one of the greatest relationships of his life. Though love alone couldn't conquer the challenges they faced, this time marked more than a fleeting fling. It was a deep connection that shaped his approach to intimacy and growth. Juliette, meanwhile, would express frustration at being forever linked to Brad in public memory. wanting her own identity beyond their past together. Their relationship ended, but the imprint remained on both of them, a testament to the complexities behind the rising star's private world. In many ways, these early romances set the stage for Brad's journey, a mix of passion, promise, and heartbreak that no amount of fame could erase. From small-town romances to fleeting brushes with fame, Brad Pitt's early love life was a tapestry of discovery and self-realization. But as the world began to know him, a new chapter awaited, one that would bring a fresh intensity to his romantic story. Rise to stardom and first big romances. Brad Pitt's breakthrough came in 1991 with Thelma and Louise, where his brief but magnetic performance as a drifter captured the world's attention. Suddenly, the small-town kid was Hollywood's newest heartthrob, and his romantic life took on a new visibility. Alongside rising fame came new relationships with women who would play critical roles in crafting the early public persona that made him one of the most desirable men in the industry. The growth of his film career, which included his performances in A River Runs Through It, Legends of the Fall, and The Haunting, led to increased public interest in his romantic relationships. Jitka Polodek, who attended a premiere with him in 1994, described his appearance by saying, "The man glows because of his beauty and facial charm." The presence that Brad showed the world through his performances and his personal life created an unbreakable connection with people who met him. The first stage of Hollywood screen romances started to develop during this particular time period. The engagement between him and Gwyneth Paltrow began when they met on the set of Seven, and it developed into a relationship that seemed to be their ultimate romantic destiny. During his Golden Globe acceptance speech, Brad described her as the love of my life, which demonstrated his strong dedication to her that both insiders and fans of Brad understood. The relationship between Gwyneth and Brad showed public attraction, but it had complicated elements. Their engagement ended in 1997 through a silent process that began years before tabloids started to investigate their relationship, while they still shared pleasant memories. Paltrow shared her experience of an extraordinary Argentine proposal, which she considers her most important life event, even though their relationship later ended. The experience taught Brad about how love relationships break down when he lived in his glamorous but harsh existence. The start of Brad's relationship with Jennifer Aniston happened through their managers, who introduced them to each other in the mid-1990s. Jennifer described her first encounter with Brad as meeting a sweet guy from Missouri who displayed normal behavior while displaying his authentic personality. The two people who became separated by their different life paths eventually met again because their shared way of life created a natural bond between them. The couple established themselves as Hollywood's golden couple through their immediate relationship, which showed their enduring love and stability during their public life. The couple established their Hollywood fairy tale existence through their 1999 Emmy Awards red carpet appearance and their 2000 Malibu marriage. The couple celebrated their marriage through a massive event which featured a display of 50,000 flowers, gospel choirs, without anyone noticing. Their rising success in professional life created problems for their marriage because they had to handle their growing fame and relationship issues. The first 2,000 interviews show that people who appeared happy maintained hidden concerns about their relationships. Jennifer described Brad as an anchor, but she struggled to answer whether he represented her ideal partner because their relationship had multiple dimensions. The professional partnership between Jennifer and Brad at Plan B Entertainment created a strong business relationship that supported their work. Their relationship would soon face challenges few in the public would fully understand, setting the stage for a painful separation that would rock Hollywood and his fans worldwide. The bright spotlight of stardom brought both adulation and heartbreak. illuminating Brad Pitt's journey not only as an actor, but as a man profoundly marked by the loves and losses that shaped him. The Gwyneth Paltrow engagement. Amidst Brad Pitt's rising stardom, his relationship with Gwyneth Paltrow emerged as one of the most captivating chapters of the 1990s. Meeting on the set of the thriller Seven, the pair quickly became Hollywood's golden couple, the embodiment of youthful passion and promise. Brad's declaration of her as the love of my life during his Golden Globe speech fueled public fascination, turning them into one of Tinseltown's most admired pairs. Their engagement was a symbol of hopeful permanence in a world known for fleeting attachments. The proposal, a magical moment set against the stunning backdrop of Argentina, was etched deeply in Gwyneth's heart. It represented a dream come true for both, a chance to build a life together at the peak of their artistic and personal growth. Yet, as enchanted as their story appeared, beneath that veneer, subtle fractures began to form. The pressure of career demands, personal aspirations, and the relentless scrutiny of the media created turbulence difficult to navigate. Though they parted quietly in 1997, the impact of their bond lingered, a testament to the impermanence of even the brightest flames. Gwyneth explained her father's love for Brad and his deep sorrow about their breakup, which demonstrated their romantic bond extended beyond what people could see. Brad experienced a critical moment that taught him about the intricate nature of love that he would encounter throughout his public life. The engagement served as a major milestone because it changed their relationship from youthful affection into serious emotional distress. The upcoming battle between Brad's public relationship and his personal life was already predicted by this situation. Gwyneth and Brad maintained their connection through shared memories and experiences from their relationship, which they used to shape their future personal and professional paths. Their relationship exists as a powerful story that shows how love between famous people contains both joyful and painful elements. Each time Brad Pitt experienced a romantic breakup, he moved closer to self-discovery, which would help him learn about love and grief that shaped his life during his grown-up years. The way Brad experiences love today still carries the emotional echoes of his past engagement, which ended but left behind lasting memories. The subtle upheavals of his engagement with Gwyneth gently gave way to the next act, the Hollywood fairy tale he would live with Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston, the Hollywood fairy tale. The romance between Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston is often seen as the quintessential Hollywood fairy tale, beginning with an unassuming introduction in the mid-1990s. Though their managers had suggested a meeting back in 1994, it wasn't until 1998, both newly single, that the two finally connected. Jennifer remembered Brad as a genuine, sweet guy from Missouri, normal, unpretentious, and unlike the typical Hollywood star. Their first date was effortless, filled with laughter and ease, a rare relief from the scripted nature of celebrity encounters. Soon, their relationship became a symbol not just of Hollywood glamour, but of a deep companionship. Their red carpet debut at the 1999 Emmy Awards caught the world's attention. Brad in silver sunglasses, Jennifer shimmering in sequins, they became the golden couple overnight. 2 months later, during a Sting concert in New York, they announced their engagement, cementing their status as a beloved pair. Brad's gift to Jennifer, a diamond and platinum ring designed by Silvia Damiani and said to have taken 7 months to perfect, 2000, in Malibu, became a glamorous celebration that featured numerous celebrities. The wedding ceremony featured 200 attendees who walked through a display of 50,000 flowers while a gospel choir performed and fireworks illuminated the California sky to create an experience that appeared to show pure Hollywood magic. Her father escorted her down the aisle, and he only spoke the words, "She looked beautiful." The couple, who married in a princess gown and held a $1 million wedding celebration, appeared to live an ideal life, which began their new life together as two of Hollywood's top stars. During their first marriage years, Brad and Jennifer appeared together at red carpet events and became popular throughout the entertainment industry. They publicly supported each other in their career achievements through Brad's 2001 guest role on Friends, which showed him as a character who disliked Jennifer's character. At the 2002 Golden Globes, they both wore matching black suits, while their identical blonde haircuts created a fun display of partnership. The two established Plan B Entertainment, which later became a significant production company that transformed contemporary film industry standards through their joint business activities. The public show of their life together created an impression of perfection, which hid growing cracks that formed between them. The couple experienced relationship problems because their fame, traveling schedule, and growing distance from one another created tension between them. Jennifer, in a 2003 W magazine interview, hesitated when asked if Brad was the love of her life. She described him as a big love and an anchor amid the chaos. But the hesitancy highlighted unresolved complexities. The couple worked toward their individual personal goals while they both maintained their professional duties. Jennifer expressed her wish to establish a family during her 2004 Guardian interview when she said, "It is the correct moment." She envisioned a world where motherhood and her professional life would coexist. The dream ended in January 2005. The couple released a joint statement that explained their decision to separate after spending 7 years together. The couple requested privacy while they managed their complicated relationship changes, which they explained through their statement about mutual respect and friendship. Jennifer provided a public account of her divorce from Brad in her October 2005 Vanity Fair interview, which included details about her overwhelming grief. Jennifer experienced public heartbreak when her marriage to Brad ended, according to media coverage, which showed him with Angelina Jolie shortly afterward. The media continuously presented Jennifer to the public as a victim in a love triangle, which she never wanted to enter. She declared, "I am not defined by this relationship," while she demanded people stop calling her a heartbreak victim. The relationship developed through time from its initial form. The couple first encountered each other again, but their relationship remained hidden behind the public image of their celebrity status. Theirs was a relationship that transcended headlines, a story of shared hopes, setbacks, and lasting affection that continues to resonate with fans worldwide. But as one chapter closed, another awaited, a chapter marked by passion, change, and a new kind of love. The Split and New Beginnings with Angelina Jolie. As Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston's marriage came to a close, a new relationship quietly began to take shape, one that would captivate the world almost as much as the golden couple's story. Brad and Angelina Jolie met in 2004 on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where they played a secretive, feuding couple. At first, both insisted they hadn't fallen in love, professional boundaries holding their personal feelings at bay. Yet, the intensity of filming together, thrown into unpredictable and dramatic situations, slowly deepened their connection. Angelina admitted in a 2007 Vogue interview that she found herself eagerly anticipating work, just to see Brad. They became a team, moving in sync with an ease neither expected, their bond growing beyond professional camaraderie. Brad was still married to Jennifer when filming started, and public scrutiny would soon follow. But by the time Mr. and Mrs. Smith wrapped, shortly after Brad and Jennifer announced their separation, Angelina expanded her family by adopting baby Zahara to join son Maddox. Brad quickly became a father figure, legally adopting both children by early 2006, symbolic of a new beginning and commitment to family. That same year, Angelina confirmed she was pregnant with Brad. Their daughter Shiloh was born in Namibia in May, amid worldwide media frenzy, marking the emergence of a new family unit under the public eye. By the end of the year, Brad and Angelina publicly appeared as a couple at the New York premiere of The Good Shepherd, stepping into the spotlight alongside their growing family. Over the next few years, their family continued to expand with the adoption of son Pax from Vietnam in 2007 and the births of twins Knox Leon and Vivienne Marceline in 2008. Angelina described their household as chaotic but wonderful, a large blended family bonded by love amidst the demands of celebrity life. For many, their relationship looked like a fairy tale. Two global stars raising children, building a home, and maintaining a powerful public presence. But beneath the glamour, tensions grew. The couple's romance, while deeply affectionate, was complicated by the pressure of fame and personal challenges that often lay hidden from public view. By 2012, despite outward appearances of solidarity, the cracks beneath the surface became harder to conceal. Their children encouraged them to marry, and in April, news of their engagement emerged, highlighted by a ring reportedly worth nearly $1 million. Their wedding in August 2014 was intimate and meaningful, held at Château Miraval in France, and attended by family. Angelina walked down the aisle in a gown stitched with their children's artwork, making the celebration both personal and heartfelt. Yet, just 2 years later, in 2016, Angelina filed for divorce, citing reasons focused on the health and well-being of the family. Brad expressed sadness, asking publicly for privacy and protecting their children from the media storm. The separation was mired in rumors, including allegations of conflict aboard a private plane, all of which were investigated with no evidence found. Despite their efforts, the fracture in their relationship proved permanent. The end of Brad's chapter with Angelina opened a space for reflection and healing, one that quietly led him back toward friendship and the enduring memories of past loves. Building a family and public life. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's relationship quickly evolved beyond a romantic bond into a complex, expansive family life that captured the world's attention. As Angelina adopted children from around the globe, Brad embraced the role of father, legally adopting son Maddox and daughter Zahara by early 2006. Their blended family grew rapidly, with the births of their biological daughter Shiloh in Namibia that same year, followed by son Pax's adoption from Vietnam, and the arrival of twins Knox Leon and Vivienne Marceline in 2008. Together, they built a household full of organized chaos, as Angelina once described it, simultaneously challenging and deeply fulfilling. The couple who achieved immense fame as Brad and Angelina dedicated their efforts to build a loving home space where their children could grow, yet they maintained their family existence as a secret from public view, which media outlets continuously investigated. Their public appearances, such as their joint red carpet debut at the New York premiere of The Good Shepherd in late 2006, reflected a united front. The couple lived their life through social events, which included film premieres, because they had to find ways to handle their blended family while dealing with their global fame. The press showed their family as a fairy tale family, but in reality, their family life contained various conflicts. The family needed two essential resources to survive its dual demands: their professional jobs, their public image, and their role as parents of 6 children. Close friends, insiders, described the household as warm but fraught, with the typical struggles any large family faces: magnified by their unique circumstances as one of Hollywood's most famous couples. Their children wanted to see their parents marry by 2012 because they considered that milestone a natural step toward their parents' relationship. The engagement announcement, which occurred in April, included details about an engagement ring that cost almost $1 million, which the couple used to demonstrate their commitment. The couple conducted their wedding ceremony in August 2014 at Chateau Miraval, where they shared their special day with their children, who took part by creating artworks for Angelina's wedding gown while writing their marriage vows. The couple experienced a joyful day that Brad and Angelina continued to navigate their demanding careers and roles as parents, striving to maintain both personal happiness and family stability. Public perception showed the couple as strong together, but their relationship faced hidden difficulties that became increasingly difficult to handle. Many people believed that famous people faced more challenges because outsiders frequently entered their private lives without permission. Their love and partnership seemed inseparable from the life they had created together, yet the seeds of fragility were being sown quietly. The world observed their every action because people made comments about their decisions, which created challenges to their relationship. The household experienced many positive developments, yet our relationship encountered difficulties that only some people could understand. The couple's relationship appeared to follow a modern fairy tale pattern, but actual problems existed underneath their story. By late 2016, cracks had become too visible to ignore. Angelina started divorce proceedings because she believed family welfare required her to leave Brad, who showed public grief while requesting that media organizations respect his space. The entertainment industry experienced a major shock when their separation occurred, which marked the end of a significant period in Hollywood history. Though their legal battles stretched on for years, finally concluding in 2024, the legacy of Brad and Angelina's family remained. Their love story, once a beacon of hope and glamour, became a reminder that even the brightest flames can cast long shadows that take time to fade. The breakup and lingering shadows. The end of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's marriage marked a period of emotional turbulence and public scrutiny unlike anything either had faced before. Their highly anticipated union, filled with children, love, and collaboration, unraveled beneath the intense glare of media speculation and personal challenges. Rumors of heated private arguments and allegations of conflict aboard a private plane swirled rapidly, though investigations ultimately found no evidence of wrongdoing. Still, the fracture within the family was undeniable. The legal process required Brad and Angelina to handle their custody and financial disputes, which continued for several years after their official separation. The family problems revealed the true nature of their domestic conflicts, because the family had previously been perceived as an unbreakable unit. While courts sought resolution, the parents established two objectives for their children's protection and handling their divorce's emotional distress, which occurred during public scrutiny. Friends and insiders observed their battle with difficulties as they maintained moments of compassion and worked together to solve their problems. The couple experienced emotional pain, which created permanent emotional damage despite their attempts to show dignity and treat each other with respect. The family that Brad and Angelina created together transformed from a beacon of hope and togetherness into a powerful demonstration of how love and heartbreak interweave two lives. The couple achieved legal single status in April 2019, yet their relationship remained unresolved as they fought through court battles for multiple years. The resolution process did not succeed in eliminating all the mental effects that persisted from the lengthy period of fighting and experiencing bereavement. Chateau Miraval, which they used to love, became a controversial issue because it represented their complicated relationship between previous times together and their future disagreements. Public visibility made Brad Pitt face extreme challenges because his relationship ended in front of others who passed judgment on him. The situation caused severe emotional damage, which made it difficult to establish a new existence after their famous relationship ended. He dedicated himself to achieving inner stillness while he worked through his healing process by examining the teachings he acquired through his life experiences. Brad started to open his heart again for new relationships after he ended his previous partnership. After their divorce, he dated different women who had different lengths of time with him, yet none of his new relationships succeeded in attracting public interest because of their similarities to his previous partnerships. His quest for new love followed the path of a man who sought personal stability after overcoming life challenges. From the heartbreak of separation, Brad's path moved toward a quieter reflection, setting the stage for a remarkable confession that would reveal the woman he could never forget. Brad Pitt has evaluated a woman who maintained her life impact throughout his entire public relationship with her. The connection between these two people who loved and broke up with each other at the time when he became famous created the path that he followed to learn about love, loss, and personal development. Pitt's romantic history has long been in the spotlight, especially his marriages to Jennifer Aniston and Angelina Jolie. He possesses a more profound emotional attachment to this relationship, which remained unknown to other people. Pitt stated that this woman had a powerful impact on his life, which transformed him into the man he became, without requiring public attention or theatrical displays. Pitt has described throughout his life how people develop permanent educational experiences through their social connections. He claimed that love delivers knowledge which success and fame cannot provide. His thoughts show an uncommon emotional openness because he shows how relationships create lasting effects that remain after their breakup. The public now understands Pitt's personal history through this new way of viewing his life. The study shows how his personal experiences shaped his public image, while less-known emotional aspects of his life journey remained hidden. The woman represents a permanent memory for Pitt because she combines elements of inspiration and heartache with a lasting lesson that he has carried throughout his life. His friends explain that these events have changed the way he lives his life at present. The passage of time has helped Pitt to understand better the value of his emotional connections and his need for deep emotional relationships. He uses the lessons from his past to determine how he should value relationships with others and maintain his personal integrity while developing himself. Pitt uses his personal experiences to show how our shared human existence contains hidden stories that remain unknown to outsiders. The public persona of the man who became an international star conceals his true self, which developed through his experiences of love and loss and his relationship with someone who stayed in his thoughts forever. Brad Pitt's journey through love reveals a man shaped by unforgettable connections, heartbreak, and growth behind the scenes of fame. His story reminds us that true love leaves lasting marks, even when hidden from public view. If you found this insight compelling, please like this video and subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines. Thanks for watching.